Assalamu alaikum. 1 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Ghazi. First, the headlines. Pakistan and Malaysia have agreed to strengthen their economic relations by promoting trade and investment for mutual benefit of two countries. An emergency meeting of OIC foreign ministers is in progress in Istanbul, discussing terrorist attacks on two mosques in New Zealand and increasing violence based on Islamophobia. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh acts of state terrorism martyred 4 Kashmiris in Bandipora and Shopian districts today. Arab League strongly condemned the US President's announcement to acknowledge Israeli sovereignty over Golan Heights. Now the news in detail. Pakistan and Malaysia have agreed to strengthen their economic relations by promoting trade and investment for mutual benefit of two countries. The understanding came at a meeting between Prime Minister Imran Khan and his Malaysian counterpart Mahathir Mohamad in Islamabad today. Later, addressing a joint news conference, Prime Minister Imran Khan said Pakistan has always looked upon Malaysian Prime Minister as a Muslim statesman who changed his country. The Prime Minister also admired his Malaysian counterpart for taking strong stance on issues affecting the Muslim world, including terrorism. On Islamophobia, Mahathir Mohamad said there is fear, hatred, and enmity toward Muslims, and this is why Christchurch attack took place.
The way Islamophobia has spread in the Western world and the way the Muslims are treated because of confusing and deliberately what were political struggles were converted into almost as if the reason was religion behind these struggles. And so any crime committed by a Muslim was immediately, the whole 1.3 billion Muslims were blamed for the crime. And this was reflected in this Christchurch killing where a man brazenly, a terrorist, filmed shooting innocent women and children and innocent people in a mosque and then didn't regret it. And this is because of the Islamophobia, which has, especially since 9/11, has spread. And so we in the Muslim world have been watching you take stands, speak out for what were causes affecting the Muslims.
Earlier, a formal welcome ceremony in honor of Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad was held at the Prime Minister House in Islamabad today. On the occasion, anthems of both the countries were played. A smartly turned out contingent of the armed forces presented guard of honor to the visiting dignitary. Later, Prime Minister introduced his cabinet members to the Malaysian counterpart. The Malaysian delegation was also introduced to Prime Minister Imran Khan. The Malaysian Prime Minister also planted a sapling at the Prime Minister House. An emergency meeting of OIC foreign ministers has started in Istanbul, Turkey, to discuss the terrorist attacks on two mosques in New Zealand and the increasing violence based on Islamophobia. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi is representing Pakistan in the meeting, who will present the country's point of view and stance on Islamophobia. Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Muhammad Faisal says 8 Pakistani shaheeds have been buried in a local graveyard in Christchurch according to Islamic rituals. In tweet today, he said more than 20 family members who flew from Pakistan joined the rituals. He said travel of these family members was facilitated by Foreign Office and the New Zealand government. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh acts of state terrorism martyred 4 Kashmiris, including a minor boy, in Bandipora and Shopian districts today, taking the number of martyred to 7 since yesterday. US President Donald Trump has said the United States should acknowledge Israeli sovereignty over the hotly contested Golan Heights. In a tweet message, he said it is now time for the United States to fully recognize Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights, which is of critical strategic and security importance to the state of Israel and regional stability. Iran says US recognition Israeli sovereignty over the occupied Golan Heights is unacceptable. In Afghanistan, 2 US service members were killed in an operation today. World Water Day is being observed today across the country with an aim to create awareness amongst people about conservation and prudent use of water. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log in onto our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.